Sorry about that, guys. Had a couple of technical difficulties this afternoon, but I'm here. I am here now. So, if you wouldn't mind, I just wanted to. Hang on, let me just get this pop-out chat. So, if you wouldn't mind, if you can hear me. Trying to get the chat to pop back. Give me 1 second. Hang on. Pop out chat. There we go. Okay. So you can hear me. Good. All right. Calm. All right. Ready to go. Okay. So, first of all, let's assess everything here. We've had a fantastic run, haven't we? I mean, look, let's be honest. It's been alive. We've got volume again. We've got liquidity again, not volume, and we've seen the market move. We've seen it move really, really well, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It got a bit crazy on Sunday, didn't it? Sunday went a bit wild. And, we did see, I mean, that was a $1,200 candle from top to bottom. Check this out. Look. Boom, boom. 12.34%, $1,500 candle from top to bottom. So we have seen a very, very strong pullback after what was obviously a very strong day, and a very strong run through. Very, very good follow through there as well. Over the last few days, the week, throughout the week. That was Monday. Throughout the week we pushed on. Sunday we sold off yesterday. Not a great deal there either. So, yeah, a question around why does it happen? It's just crypto. The nature of the beast. It's still a low market cap. So 330, 40 billion, whatever it is now. It's still easy to manipulate. I shouldn't say manipulate, but it is. It's easy to manipulate. But also, the thing is, with fewer dollar value size and market capitalization, with the low market capitalization in this market, we've got big volatility, big volatility. It happens up and it happens down. And as a matter of fact, let me just take you back now. Actually, I'm gonna have to use the dreaded BitMEX contract here to go back and show you. Have a look at this, right? So where are we now? 11,000. Well, we are where this green line is. It's a horizontal line going across the chart. Now, if you have a look here, look, we went up. And look at what happened. We saw a candle like that. And this is what's going to really blow your mind, guys. Look at that. That's a 23% shift. Now, of course, that day, it only closed down 0.7%. But again, big, wild candle there. The next day, something very similar. Another big, wild candle. And of course, what was the date there? November 29 was the first time we got up to this price on November 29. It took us, less than a month to go up to our all-time high of, in this case, 20,000. So it doesn't take long when this puppy gets moving. Look at these sorts of days. I mean, you're talking about $4,000 moves. Just absolutely monstrous. Now, am I suggesting that that's going to happen? No, I'm not suggesting it. I'm just drawing your eye to understanding that we do get, and I was back here as well, these are small candles compared to the rest of it, but if you actually look at the candles to the price action, look, very strong run up, and again, a big, wild pull back, and that's a single candle, and again, that's a 20%. I mean, you're going to get these 20 to 40% moves, that these pullbacks that happen quite frequently. That's what happens in this market, and I'm all for it. It is what it is. If that's what we've got to deal with to get the to get the volatility that we do, it's fine with me. So let's go ahead. We see our top 10 now. Nearly all of them up, Bitcoin Cash being the exception. Let's hit that FTX list right here, and from Bitcoin we shall move on. Daily, it's pulled back into that cradle zone. So let me just sort of wrap up what I'm saying there on Bitcoin. It's pulled back into that cradle zone. No, I'm not looking at a trade to get long here. It's just relieved itself. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? It's got itself back to where it needs to be, as far as I'm concerned, for a trend to keep on keeping on. So that's good. On the 4 hour here, oh Luke, can you post that into the Trader Craig community too, mate? I just forgot to. Sorry, man. The 4 hour here. Look, what I like about this little pullback is there's nothing to trade there for me. But if it breaks up above this high, we'll have a nice trend starting to kick back in again. Look, we'd have a higher low, a higher high. There's nothing tradable for me at the minute. All right, if we break this high, we'll have that trend kick back into play, and that's what I'm really interested in. But it's not there yet, so it doesn't get my attention. Ethereum, the gift that keeps on giving. Ethereum, there's that wild day again, but it just kind of kept on soldering, didn't it? It's pushed on past $400 once today. Can we do it again? Let me just throw this up a little bit. Pull back in. The problem that I saw with this candle was it was a bit too big. Didn't take a cradle there. Divergent on these highs, so I wouldn't take that right there either. But I tell you what. Yeah, it's going to have to be those lower time frames at the moment. And it's been actually quite lucky, to be fair, that we've got this scan on a Tuesday, because it's that day is kind of, the best thing that could possibly happen after that big spike was that we get these trends back in order on these lower time frames, and we have it on many. Cardano, it's just a mess, complete mess, all over the shop. I have absolutely no interest at all when it comes to Cardano to trade. Too much all over the shop, really. Algorand, now isn't that interesting? Look at what we sold off to, back down to around that old level that had been resistance, can act as support. Something that I teach in the courses, and you can see here it's because it works. It happens. Now I'm not suggesting it's a trade down there. I'm just saying that old support can become resistance, and vice versa. Now Algorand, I'm not looking for a trade on ETH right now. Blockman, I'm waiting for the cyclicity to come back. I want to see this push onto new higher highs. I want to get above 400 and possibly break out to boosters or a cradle later on, but nothing on ETH right now. Yeah, Link has kicked on, hasn't it? Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, this was a cracking move. So I told you guys about it back here, remember? That was was it you guys 27th? What was the 27th? What day was that? I'm looking around trying to find some sort of calendar apparatus. Can't find one. 22nd, 27th. Anyway, let me show you what this trade was all about. Now you could move your stop to there. Okay, that's the level. That's a 10 to 1. That's a 10x. Okay? A 10x. No, not on the value of Bitcoin Cash. On the trade, I risk 1,000 US and I make 10,000 US. Okay? Now if I scaled out, it ends up being 5.5%, right? Because I take half at 1 to 1. These are trades. That was a very clear trade for me. These are trades that just stand out as quality. Back into an old level, you wait patiently, you're hanging out there, waiting, you get the trade, you take the trade, you're good to go. It's not, when you've got the rules, guys, for these strategies, it shouldn't be hard. It will take time to get really, really, really good at this and breathe this stuff, but you will get there. Question: can you shout out the time frame when you change? I'm watching on a phone and can just okay. I'll if I can remember that, yes, I'll do my best to do so. So moving to the two. Right now on Bitcoin Cash, again, very similar to some of these other pairs I'll speak to, is that I want to see the cyclicity come back. Now, this morning there was a number that pulled back into the cradle zone on the 60-minute. The best example we'll probably see in XRP as we go. It doesn't matter if it's log scale or not in my eyes. That's what I'm doing here, Jono, is I'm going log scale without, log scale without. It doesn't change the candles, so I guess I go without. Yeah, I don't know. It makes no difference the way I go about things. So nothing there on Bitcoin Cash until we get that push back through, get above 300. Isn't it interesting? We've got Ethereum around 400 and Bitcoin Cash around 300. Both acting somewhat similar. Nothing there. Yeah, and look, this could change very quick. One push to the upside, and we've got these trends back in motion. Something else I wanted to point out again. You guys would have heard me talking quite a lot about Bitcoin Cash being stuck in this range for a long time. That was what my trade was off. As it came up, I took my trade off of this level. And now look at where it pulled back to. It went wham, straight up and thump straight back down. That is there's a monstrous candle. From the high to the low, another 22% of that. In that case, I was looking for a breakout. I was looking for it to break out and pull back. Yeah, that was what that trade was. Now, that could be a booster. I could trade the breakout as a Bitcoin breakout trade, or I can wait for the cradle. In this case, it was the cradle. I woke up in the morning, did my scan with everybody, and raised the order there. Nothing at the moment that has my attention. Okay, Binance. Okay. Now we waited for that pullback, but I wasn't going to take it. Stop too wide, but look at the move. Again, pulling back in that cradle. Wonderful move. Couple of big spikes going on here with Binance. So let me just jump out a little bit here. It's kind of killed the chart structure. It was okay bouncing along there like you'd hope they do. Again, that's right. The other trader was back here. Another little cradle back here. Stopped out up here. You know, another nice. It's not a huge profit, but it's a good profit. And we're there to tick away, tick away, tick away, tick away. 4 hour. Ooh. There's not a great deal there on Binance. Once again, what I'm looking for, and what you're seeing me do here, guys, is my process of elimination. Don't forget, I don't go to the market looking for trades. I go to the market looking to just eliminate everything. Whatever's left is what I can work with. So for me, I don't look at a chart and go, oh, it could go higher, or oh, I feel bullish. I've got to get a long on. I don't do that. What I do is I read what's in front of me, and I'm going, okay, I'm going through my checklist, right? Going through my checklist, going, well, no. Well, this one works. Yeah, I'll do that one. And that's the process of elimination that I do every single day. It's not complicated. It just takes a bit of repetition, and it becomes ingrained. Now, there's nothing there on Binance that I really see as being worthy at the minute. BSV. Again, let's have a look at this. What have we got? We've got some levels drawn in here. So we've got some old levels. All right. Support, resistance again, resistance. Let's keep looking through. Big pullback there. Let's keep moving. 2 hour. Bitcoin SV on the 1. Again, it's kind of a little bit caught up there. I do not mind the chart as it has started to carry back through to the buying side. But the structure that I'm after is really not there just yet. So, you know, again, I'll have to pass. Now, BitMax. This thing's gone absolutely burko. Check this out. I mean, how far has it actually moved? I've not traded this one before. It's never really had much to offer, 77%. And when I say it's not had too much to offer, it's kind of been very tightly ranged. Look at this. Look how long it's been doing nothing. Now it's started to get its motor running. Now, it is trending away nicely. It doesn't look like it's got the most, Yeah, it looks to me like it might be a bit thinly traded in my eyes. I'm not sure if I would trade this one margin. Perhaps it's a bit. It looks a little bit. See what I mean when I talk about chart structure? Look at this. See how this is like beep bop beep bop beep bop, blah, blah, blah. It's like a. It's just like I always say R2D2's burp. I don't know where that comes from, but that's what that looks like to my weird brain. You can see it all looks funny. Now, if you ever want to compare what I mean by chart structure, and you go, well, I'm not sure if it's got good chart structure, always revert back to Bitcoin, our most liquid asset class, all right, in crypto. Notice how all these the price action isn't massively perfect here, but you'll notice that each candle sort of opens and closes at the same point. Go and compare it then with this. Look, notice how it looks weird? And see how there's these moments where there's nothing going on there at all, nothing going on there at all, nothing there. You can see that. That means that it just hasn't, there's been no real tug of war. Doesn't mean I didn't trade, because it might have traded at that level, but there's not too much going on. But actually a hairy caterpillar, that's what that looks like. Yes. Yeah, man, I fully get that. I agree with you 100%. It's a hairy caterpillar going forward. Well done. So yeah, naturally, I'm going to go past Bitmax. Well done, Barley. Wow, that just opened my eyes. Here we have Dogecoin. Dogecoin up, pump. Dogecoin down, drop. That's what Dogecoin does. I'll give it a go, Barley. I'll see if it sticks. But yeah, look, it's up, down, it's all over. It's not very attractive. I'm not too keen on that, to be honest. It's a bit, hey, how you doing? Dragon, from being one of the ultimate trenders of the year to being a bit messy. Look at this. Down we go. Down we go. What next? It's just really, see how it's all over the shop. I don't like that. It's not for me. Too much, not enough cyclicity going on, not enough interest from my point of view. EOS, we'll look at that here on the daily first. Pull back in, move, pull back in, of course, a crazy big pull back in, but it did pull back in. We're sitting in that midpoint now. Let's have a look, because EOS, I got a nice trade on EOS back here. Again, very simple setup. Pulls back in the cradle, bullish candle, took a bit of heat. I've got to see if I do, but my stop was here. It did take off that Sunday morning or afternoon. I was with my kids down on the rocks. I had no other place to move my stop to be fair. I mean, it was a very good move from there to there, but I got taken at $2.80. Now, one thing I will say about FTX is that they've done a bloody good job of looking after us. I haven't gone back to check yet, but a lot of people that were taken out with some, very much lower than where their stop was, they've refunded a lot of people the difference, and I think it's great. They're still going through the logbooks now, or going back through. But again, a very clean, easy trade, a very clean, easy profit. Not hard to do. You've got to know what you're looking for. For now, though, let's go lower again. 2 needs to break the highs. As a matter of fact, anything that's got these little trends now needs to push above that high there to get that cyclicity back, to get those moving averages opening up a lot better. We get that, well, we're on then. Ethereum Classic. Once again, with chart structure, do you include that huge wick as your stop loss if a cradle trade presents itself, or just use the low of that green trigger candle? Right now, I mean, I'm not looking at any trades in there. I would have to go for the higher low, which is that. So yeah, there's nothing that I'm really looking at. Had issues with FTX. It triggered my limit order during the crash, but didn't trigger the stop market. Well, contact them. Absolutely contact them. They're contactable and they've been good. So never be afraid to ask a question. That's for sure. This is your business, right? If you want to run it like a business, then run it like a business. If what's a good example here? If you had a bit of software that wasn't working, you'd call up and go, "Hey, I've got a few questions about this." Now it might be your owner, it might be the user operator error. You don't know, but it could be them. But you've got to ask the question. FTX had said, or Sam put out in a tweet, that they had some issue on something, and that if you were taken out to contact, when I say taken out, I mean, like, if it was wildly different to where your stop loss was, they said to email support@ftx.com. Okay, so what we need here, pretty clear. Higher low needs to be met with a higher high. We get that, we're good to go. We haven't got that just yet, so nothing there at the moment. Look, there is some resistance there, as a matter of fact. So I might be being a little bit harsh on Ethereum Classic. If it builds into there, I might get a breakout trade. But what I am interested in is if it breaks away and pulls back. So what I'll do, I'm actually gonna now, because that could happen tonight. We are only looking at the 2-hour time frame. So the 2-hour time frame very easily could push above, and by 8 or 10 p.m. could have a little pullback into there. So I will pop that in. Exchange perp. This has been working very, very well, this exchange perp contract. It's been on a bit of a tear lately. The 2-hour here, if you have a look there, look beautiful. Have a look at that. Absolutely on the money. Beautiful bullish candle in the cradle. Would have got 1-to-1 straight away. Happy days. All right. You had the same sort of setup here on this 1 hour. I kind of prefer probably the 1 or 2, to be fair. They're both pretty good. Now that's pulled back. That profit's already occurred. All right. So we can't trade what we have to go back in time on. But it happened. Again, a perfect cradle, a perfect little profit. What about now? What about me? One there, but again, what we've got is a bit of divergence. What rule number is that? I can't remember the rule number, but we've got a bit of divergence on those highs. So I'm going to leave that as well. Horby. All right. Let's do that daily. All right. Look at how wild those candles are. We're up 8. We're down 5. We're up 6. And today we're up 2.65. Let's jump down. By the way, quick update for all of you that are my clients, got the course access. It looks as though very, very soon the new rollout, or the rollout of the new recorded content, is going to be happening. Yep, it's getting very, very close. Now, I recorded this course after I did my tour last year around Australia, and then Malta, Singapore, London. And yeah, it's just updated. Like I've renewed it all and made it better and put more tools in there. And anyone who's already a member will get access to all of that, all the new tools. And anybody that goes ahead and buys, if you buy it today, for example, you'll still get it'll upload to the new one. So I'm pretty excited about that. A lot of work has gone into that. Okay. Question. FTX just did some refund to me. Just got an email. Okay. Yeah, Sally, it's been a long time coming, mate. Apologies for that. Gee whiz, let me tell you, I can't wait to get it out there. Best work I've ever done. Very proud of it, so don't tell me it sucks. Leo, I'm going to leave Leo. Link. Okay, now here's the dog that's moving the most. Get the dog. Let's have a look here. Ooh, yep, that's going straight in. Why? It's been messy through here. We've cleared these highs, and we're now trending very, very nicely. Link on a tear. Beauty. Yeah, that's the 2 hour for me. It's pulling back into there, and I'm good on that. It's not there yet, but the 2 hour for me for sure. Oh wow! I captured a big move on Link, and had my stop to here, got taken out. But I caught a very good chunk of that, so I'm pretty happy. And I didn't see any place to get another re-entry there. Mind you, it did pull back into that cradle. Look at where it got to in the weekly. Back in, bam. Back in, bam. So now my job is to go looking for opportunities, and it's the 2 hour that I like the most at the momento. Litecoin, well, it broke its resistance too and really went off with a bang, didn't it? It's down today. Let's have a look at what we got up here. Again, needs to push a break above that high. It's that simple. You know, without that cyclicity, there's no chart structure. There's nothing to work with. Matic still sideways, being very boring. All right, mid cap. Let's look at this puppy. Okay, the 2. There you go, Cradle Pushka. I'm going to put that in because if it does sail to new higher highs, then I'll be looking for 2 things: fib boosters and cradles, because we've got 2 anchor points for fibs now. Okay, B. Again, old resistance. Back end bounce. Nothing there for me right now. Shit perp. Too messy, needs to push away to another break. You know, it's hanging in. Got to get higher. Not doing it yet. Tomo. Oh, Tomo. Beautiful trend on that 2-day. Weekly, still looking beautiful as well. It's just got to kick on, you know. It's got to get itself moving. It's not doing it at the minute, so no. Tron. Back to the 2. Back to the 1. Beautiful pullback in here. Moving on. Although I didn't like it because we already had the pullback here and it was kind of not the best, you know. I'm gonna put that in because it is a nice. We've got nice cyclicity there. Question: did you find that you make more money by leaving a lot on the table and waiting for a consolidation to move your stop instead of anticipating resistance and taking a bit off? Look, I don't. I just trade trend, right? So let's give you an example with this here Tron chart, yeah. Let's say I took a trade here. All right, let's say my entry was above the high of that candle, my stop's below the low. We go higher, higher, low. Okay, so I get my 1-to-1 here. I get a pullback. Now, let's say I don't get a 1-to-1. No 1-to-1 at all. And I just trail it. My plan is to trail it with the trend. So my stop gets moved to here, underneath the low of that candle, 1966, 1968. So I hold in through there. My stop then goes to here. Now, as we've got this little pullback here, and we've broken there, my stop will now go from underneath here to underneath here. So it's not a consolidation that I'm waiting for. I'm just looking to milk as much out of the trend as possible. And the difference is, when you get something like EOS here, come back to, I'll just make it so you can see it easier, like here, right? So with EOS, my entry was above here, my stop loss was below there. High, low, this was a clear high or low. My stop that morning went into this point, that night went into this point just here. No, it was the next day. Okay, so my stop goes up into here. Now at this moment, it's run off very, very strongly. Now you got to think, there's actually a video on YouTube now, because I did it first for my members, but I also put it up there on YouTube because I think it's valuable for everybody. It's called How to Manage a Parabolic Move. Oh God, I got an itchy nose. How to Manage a Parabolic Move. And it takes you through the psychology of managing a big move, because you can take a little bit off, right? You've got to manage this. So go and watch that video, How to Manage a Parabolic Move. I think it just went out yesterday, actually. But that's the way I do it. I'm not really... yeah, it is a free trade, Jad. That's why I do it. Is to minimize that risk and to help your mindset to run it. I don't always do it. I do it frequently though. It just sits nice and easy on your head. Okay, so XRP, coming back to the 1 hour. There was some resistance running through here. I should probably bring that over to here, make it a little bit more respectable. I didn't get the third test, so I didn't get the breakout, unfortunately. I was looking to take this morning. As it turned out, I did not take that. I just looked at that, was feeling a little bit too tired, bit of a bigger stop, left it behind. Looks like so far I'm pretty happy with leaving that. Mind you, it could do anything. It isn't a nice trend. When we're looking at the 2 and the 1, I'm going to, what would I do with this? It's got to push into those new highs, but again, I will plonk that in, because if it does, I've got again a couple of good anchor points for Fibonacci boosters, which is another strategy that I use. Tezos, having been quite quiet for quite some time, that's quite a hard thing to say. Wow, I don't think I've ever used quite as many times, and it just keeps on coming. You know, when the rest of the market really went nuts, we didn't see too much of Tezos, did we? It's kind of been pretty slow. I don't think so. Will breakout. What time frame? Oh, 1 hour. Not yet. No. I mean, look, you got a lot more work to do. I see what you're looking at there, but we need to at least get a third test of if it does come. Yeah, for sure. It's just got a little while to go yet. So Tezos, back to Tezos. Okay, so that. There's a bit of resistance coming up about $3.30. I want to assess this weekly, because it is in a trend. It looks pretty good as far as if we can get through. Come on, get through that resistance. There could be a real move on there. I mean, let's not forget what, for example, Link did. Look, first entries were on this cradle back here, right? Second was on a breakout of that resistance. Look at Ethereum. Broke out of there and just took off. There's been quite a few examples like that. So, and Litecoin as well, just to recap, Litecoin on that break, once it got out of that range, it ran. And Bitcoin Cash as well. I mean, they all did it. Right? Could that just be a coincidence? Could that just be timing, or could Tezos be winding up for a bit of a move? Well, certainly could be, and I'll be assessing that level. I might put some orders in around that for a spot trade. But I'm going to assess it on the lowers now, the 1 hour. I do like this chart. I do like the cyclicity that's now got going on, the 1 to the 2. 2 hour doesn't look quite as good. There's a little bit of something there. Bit of resistance. What's that look like now? If it moves away, pullbacks in. Look, I am going to put that in. It is on the 1 hour. Don't forget, in the 1 hour, you've got to be very aware that your position's going to be larger. Your stop's tighter. Your 1% is still 1%, but the amount of contracts gets bigger. So just be aware of that. I got some videos in there in the YouTube as well for that, if you want to sniff around and have a look at that. Okay, let's go lower to Priv. Oh, I don't like that strategy. Pullback move. It's kind of half-assed. No, don't like that. Oh, Theta. Damn you. I was really hopeful that would be a consolidation for a breakout, but it just didn't quite. It just maybe lower. I can't. See, sometimes as much as you might want something to be there, if it's not there, it's not there, and you can't go faking this stuff. I'm going to watch it though, because that wind up, we got a higher low here, we push above here, pull back into that 30-cent mark. That could be an absolute donkey of a setup, so I'll keep my eyeballs on that. DeFi's got to rock and roll a little bit harder. Don't have that good trend just yet. I'm going to leave that out. All it's doing is falling, and that's fine because we can trade that short, but there's nothing there for me. Kyber Network. Let's quickly have a squizzy dot this. Squizzy booze. Just going to mark a reference point for now. That's all. If it builds into a flat level, then believe it or not, yes, I would short that if I get the setup, because my job is not to be biased towards any singular direction. Now, what was the other one? Dot. Again, it looks a little bit like a what was it? A woolly caterpillar. there's just simply not much data there. That's my only issue, is there's not a great deal of information at this stage, and it is a little bit like a hairy caterpillar. There we go, hairy caterpillar. So I'll leave it. Let's go back and have a look at the yellow list now, or the orange list. Okay, Ethereum Classic. Watching this level, really want to see a higher low, push to a higher high, pulling back in for cradles, that sort of thing. Link, beautiful move going on here on the 4. I love the look of the 2. A pullback into that cradle zone is really what I'm after there. A little cradle trade, please, please, please. I'd love one on Link. Get me some margin on that puppy, and let's slingshot that back up to all-time highs. Big all-time highs. Mid-cap perp. I'm looking at this again. Good cyclicity. I really want to see this push to higher highs here. Get that solidified 1 hour trend in motion. That's what I'm really after. If we can get that in place, then that candle, again pulling back in the next round, the next phase, in that cradle zone, that's the sort of trade I'm after. Tron right now, same sort of thing, guys. I want to see it move away. Like, we've got a pullback, higher high, pullback. I want a higher high. The next pullback is probably going to be the option I'll take. The 2 hours still there, trending quite nicely as well. XRP, same sort of thing. I will actually reference point that right there. It's not perfect. A third test might give me something to work with, but if again it pushes to new highs, we'll have that trend in motion. 2 anchor points of fib boosters, one of our other strategies. Tezos, really looking nice there. I need it to move away a little bit further. If we can get away, push on higher, that pull back in could really represent a good trade-off of that $3.15 mark, with that trend in motion on the 1 hour and the 2 hour starting to swing on as well. So I'll wait and see how that goes. And finally, Theta. Push away, the first pull back in. If it gets me something around this region, then yeah, I'm pretty keen on that. I'm on link from 8:30ish. Well, hopefully it pulls back when it suits me and you, mate. So yeah, there you go. If you want to know how to raise short orders or long orders, then use the description below. Hit the like button, the thumbs up button, whatever the buttons are, so it does something for me that makes it better. And also, if you haven't got your FTX account, there's a discount of 10% off your fees, also in the description there for you as well. We've got the new course coming out. Same strategies that I always teach, but I've done it betterer, and I'm very much looking forward to bringing it to you. Wait a week or two, but you can buy now and you can get it later. So do what you got to do there, guys. These strategies are cracking. You've seen them work, so hopefully you're using them, at least a cradle, because FTX gave you that one, guys. Hope you enjoy the scans and get a lot out of it. I'll see you back here next week. And if you want to get in the podcast, the Trader Cobb Crypto show's there as well. So I'm doing my daily roundups on that as well. Guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks for your time. And yeah, be it an interesting week last week. Let's see what this week brings us. Trade well, trade safe, manage your risk. Bye for now.